Hello, welcome to Interexchange. After making the trip to the US, your real journey begins. Whether navigating your daily commute or planning a weekend getaway, understanding how to get around is key to making the most of your visit. And transportation can look very different depending on where you are in the US. From cars and public transit to rideshares, biking, and flying, we'll cover the basics to help you navigate with confidence wherever your program takes you. Driving is the most common mode of transportation in the US, especially in suburban or rural areas, where public transit options are limited. If you're planning to live outside a major city, you'll probably find having a car makes life much easier. If you choose to drive, make sure to have your driver's license, passport, and international driving permit whenever you're driving, especially if your license isn't in English. Since requirements vary by state, it's worth checking your state's DMV website. Liability insurance is required by law in almost all states, even for short-term stays. If renting a car, check if your credit card includes US rental coverage. If buying a car, getting car insurance is required. Some driving rules apply nationwide. For example, drivers stay on the right side of the road. Everyone must wear seatbelts, and cars must always stop for anyone crossing the street. There's zero tolerance for texting while driving, or driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. You'll need headlights at night and during low visibility, and speed limits are posted in miles per hour. However, many laws change from state to state. Take New York City for instance. You can't turn right on red there, and some states say you can only use your phone hands-free while driving. Please check our How to Drive in the US video for tips on getting a driver's license, renting or buying a car, staying safe, and more. Big cities like New York, Chicago, and San Francisco have amazing public transit, so you might not need a car at all. Smaller towns usually have buses. They may not always run very often or go everywhere you need, but they're helpful for getting around in more rural locations. Your best friend for getting around will be transit apps. Google Maps, Transit, and Move It are solid choices, but you might find city-specific apps like Citymapper work even better in some places. Here's something that may surprise you. Every city seems to have its own way of paying for transit. You might tap a contactless card, use an app, or get a special city card like Omni in New York, Clippard in San Francisco, or Ventra in Chicago. Some places still take cash, but if they do, you'll need exact change. So be prepared. Light rail and streetcars run within cities or nearby neighborhoods and are common in places like Portland, Seattle, San Francisco, and New Orleans. They're slower than subways, but can be scenic and good for short commutes or sightseeing. Buy a ticket or tap a transit card before boarding. No reservations are needed and stops are frequent. Use apps like Transit or Move It for real-time updates. If you're looking to save money on longer trips between cities, buses are usually your cheapest option. Companies like Greyhound, Flixbus, and Trailways cover most major routes, and the good news is they typically have free Wi-Fi and outlets to keep your devices charged. Here's a pro tip. Get to the bus terminal early because seating is usually first come, first served. If you're traveling alone, try to grab a seat near the driver or where there are plenty of other passengers. And definitely keep your valuables with you. Don't put them in the overhead compartments, especially when the bus makes stops. When everyone gets off for a break, be one of the first ones back on board. For longer trips across the country, there's Amtrak. It's basically America's version of the National Rail Service. The earlier you book, the better deal you'll get, and if you're a student, you might get a discount. Definitely download the Amtrak app to keep track of your tickets and any schedule changes. When going from the suburbs into downtown, regional trains are a great way to travel. Think Caltrain in San Francisco, Long Island Railroad in New York, or SEPTA in Philadelphia. They're definitely less expensive than Amtrak, although weekend service can be limited. Uber and Lyft are pretty much everywhere in the US. And honestly, they're often way more convenient than regular taxis, especially when buses and trains aren't running or you're out late. Rideshare prices here might shock you if you're used to cheaper options back home. Before you get into any car, double check that the license plate and driver's name match what's in the app. And definitely use those safety features to share your trip with someone. Always better to be overly cautious. You'll still see plenty of traditional taxis in big cities, especially around airports and downtown. Just know they charge by the mile, so that meter can climb pretty quickly depending on where you're going. Here's something important. You're expected to tip 15 to 20% of your total ride cost, whether it's a taxi or rideshare. Rideshare options will usually have tipping amounts you can select from built into the app. If you chat with your driver, keep it light and friendly, but don't share personal info. And most importantly, trust your gut. If something feels off, end the ride early and report it through the app. Want to avoid traffic? Walking and biking are great ways to get around, especially in busy downtown areas. Plus, it's good exercise. Lots of cities have special bike lanes and bike sharing programs, like City Bike in New York or Divvy in Chicago, where you can rent a bike for short trips. Want to buy your own bike? You can find affordable bikes at stores like Walmart or Target for around $100 to $300. Or look for used bikes on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. Just make sure they're in good condition. No matter what, you'll need 3 important things: a helmet to protect your head, lights so cars can see you, and a strong U-lock to prevent theft. Here's the thing about biking in America. It's not popular everywhere, and you definitely shouldn't bike on big, busy roads. But in cities that welcome cyclists, having a bike gives you freedom to go where you want and saves you money. Just make sure you learn the local rules for bikers, and always use your lights when it gets dark. Planning to fly around the US? Book your ticket as early as possible to get the best price. Big airlines like Delta, United, and American fly from major airports. But you might save money with budget airlines like Southwest and JetBlue. Here's something to watch out for. Cheap tickets often don't include everything. You might have to pay extra to pick your seat, check a bag, or sometimes even bring a carry-on bag. Don't forget you'll need your passport, even for flights inside the US. Get to the airport at least 1.5 to 2 hours early. Download your airline's app on your phone. It makes checking in and getting flight updates much easier. Security rules can be a bit different at each airport, so just follow the signs and listen to what the TSA workers tell you. Finally, here are a few extra tips to help enhance your overall travel experience in the US. Tip 1. Make sure to download these helpful apps: Google Maps, Transit, Waze, Uber, and Lyft. And here's a really important tip: buy a portable phone charger. You'll be using your phone constantly for directions and paying for things, so you don't want it to die when you need it most. Don't be shy about asking people for help with directions. Most Americans are happy to help. Also, talk to your program coordinators and people at your host company. They know the area well and can give you great tips. Bonus: some workplaces will even pay you back for transportation costs, so definitely ask about that. Getting around a new place can feel overwhelming at first, and that's totally normal. But before you know it, you'll be moving around like you've lived here forever. You might even find some amazing places that only locals know about. Want more tips about life in the US? Check out our website. Have fun exploring.